Too late is next.
Welcome to Chasing Prophecy Radio, where we discuss the unidentified, the unexplainable, paranormal, conspiracies, and much more. Starring your host and co-host, Jenny Nicasio, Sean Kelly, and Jason Sledgehammer I. Petro. Brought to you by UPRN Network. Now for your host, Jenny Nicasio.
Good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecy on the FM 107.7 New Orleans, where we discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. Remember to like us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. I'm Jenny Nicasio along with Sean Kelly and Jason. I'm Petro. I almost screwed your name up, Jason. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Jenny.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
I'm doing great.
We had a fun show last night, and hopefully, not last night.
Last week.
God, geez, it's a full moon coming. I can feel it. It's right in there. That's why my hair's so wired out. Anyways, guys, I hope we have an interesting show tonight. We were going to discuss with Kristen Lee the Blaire House in Ohio. And unfortunately, she is not online with us, but the Blaire House is famous for hauntings in Ohio. And she was or is the profound psychic medium. Her advisory style embraced a lot of different investigators to her house. And anyways, since we don't have her, we're going to talk to you guys about the Blaire House when you guys went there a couple times. Your first time was not really a lot of activity, but the second time was. So with that, Jason, I'll let you kick it off since you had a lot of weird stuff happen to you there.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was definitely one for the record books the last time we were there. Like we said before, the first time we were there back, late last year in the fall, wasn't really too crazy or too active. There were a couple small things. It was like, all right, this is cool. And then, and after talking to the owners, we found out that usually the way the house works is like one weekend it might be kind of mellow and just relaxed and not a whole lot of activity. But then it's almost like the next weekend, the energy is built back up and it's all crazy. And then, because it takes a lot of energy. For the paranormal. So it makes perfect sense, why, one weekend might be low key and then the next might be amplified. But, that second one when we were there, it was nonstop, between, getting direct responses, with the spirit blowing the candle out. Whatever ran up on me in the basement, I tell you what, I will never forget. I still think about that almost daily about that. And, the knocks on the door, it was trying to open the door in the one room from the attic, and you could hear stuff up there shuffling around. It's all videoed and everything. And, it got me so excited that I actually ended up getting a couple more pieces of equipment. I got a couple more cameras.
You're spending all that stimulus check, huh?
Yeah.
God,
stimulus
more
came
equipment.
in, right out.
Yeah, dude. Boy spends more money on equipment. Jesus.
With ghost hunting though, it's almost kind of like tattoos. Once you get
addicted.
one, it's beyond addiction. It's unreal. Like, you're thinking about it all the time. You're looking up, different equipment. What can I get? How can I improve, my duties, for the paranormal group? And, how can we, capture more, spirits and, just so many options out there and so much to think about, and, the Blaire House, if anybody wants to go out there, it's definitely highly recommendable. Like we said, if you go there the first time and it's kind of, chill or relax, maybe a few months down the road, schedule again if you can, go back and, try your luck then, because it was totally different for us,
Okay. Since we've talked about the Blaire House on a number of occasions, I thought we would just have, when Kristen was coming on, we were just going to get to know more about what she does. But since she's not with us, let's just go a little bit more into your latest investigations that you might have had recently. If you had anything that you think that's possible haunting or demonic haunting, what do you say, guys? Sean, do you have any things going on, or have you had things going on?
We haven't had anything going on now. What we're really interested and looking forward to is the Octagon House, and that's down in, I cannot pronounce that, Withville, Virginia, and that's April 9th and 10th, and I'm so pumped up for it. And
what is the Octagon House? What is it?
Go ahead, Jason. It's Civil War.
Yeah,
Place down there, a mansion.
It's a mansion from the Civil War era, and obviously it's shaped like an octagon, which was real big in the 1800s when they built it. They do have it set up like a museum too.
Yes.
So once we get there and we can actually get a tour of the house, we'll get a better understanding, what, all the memorabilia is about, the story behind the house itself directly. I was looking through some pictures online, and they have like just each room is just plastered with, Civil War era, there's uniforms, pictures, descriptions of.
This is in DC?
No,
because I don't see anything online about it.
It's in Virginia.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, that could be it, because it's DC is almost near Virginia.
It's at 585 West Main Street, Wytheville, Virginia.
Wythev.
No, I don't see anything on this. I see one in Virginia, but it's 663 Thomas Bridge. I don't have.
No.
It's on Facebook. Actually, they have a page dedicated for it too. Where people can go and look at pictures, and it's kind of cool because they also show previous ghost hunters that have been there.
Yes.
And different objects that they used, and it's going to be exciting. I'm going to have oh boy, let me see. I think I'm going to have eight or nine cameras running on this one. So when it takes me like 6 months to review it all.
Okay, well, I'm looking there. There says something about Dolly Madison. Is this the one?
No.
Nah.
Let
me see.
Okay, you guys are going to have to give me some information, because it says Tales from the Grave. It doesn't say anything about this is in Virginia though. And yes. Octagon House was many the guests, including John Quincy Adams, Lieutenant General Lafayette. This has to be it then. So you guys did you guys do research on the house to find out what?
I watched YouTube stuff.
Okay, yeah. So Dolly Madison apparently is a ghost of this house. Dolly Madison spent time at the Octagon House after the British burnt Washington during the War of 1812, according to some. She still visits on occasion. So this has to be it, because Washington, D.C. is not a state, but it's right next to Virginia. So this has to be it. This has to be it then.
I am going to send you a link.
Yeah, this has to be it.
There, I just sent it to you.
Yeah, I see it here. Okay.
It looks really sweet. They have a lot of antique furniture from back then, and there's just so many objects in there. Like it's just going to be a super hot spot, I feel like.
Yeah. And we get to sleep in there 2 nights.
Yeah. I made sure I ordered a cot and all that fun stuff.
I got my blow-up mattress.
Yeah, it doesn't really talk about what the background of the house on here. So let's move on to something different then. Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay, well, let's talk about other things, upcoming shows then, because we need something to discuss. And let's see. Okay, we have the missing 411 coming up, and that is April 8th. Now, you guys know anything? Did you guys watch the videos on the missing 411?
April 8th is my birthday. Woohoo!
Okay, well.
I'm excited about next week, though.
Yeah, but don't say anything about next week, because that's special.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so the missing 411. Apparently, there's a lot of different missing people across the United States and Canada and the national parks. And David, let me see, make sure I get this right. David Pollitt, I think is his name. Pollitt, and he does YouTube videos. Yeah, Pollitt. Pallulids. He used to be a police officer, and he did the missing persons, and then he decided to go off and find all these other missing people that the state parks are not reporting. They're not giving information. And
all the people that like disappear, and it's like they give up after a while, but don't want to say they gave up on them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why do you think, Jenny, that they don't report this stuff? Why do you think?
Because I believe that they don't want to report this stuff because, and this, I think this is what David believes too, is because it would cause a panic in the vacations and the national parks that they won't want to go. I mean, if you have all these murders or not murders per se, but disappearance of these people or these people showing up dead miles and miles away from where they were, I wouldn't want to go.
Well, I know that you watch that show all the time. Do you have a theory?
Yeah, about what they are.
What's happening? Yeah. What's your theory on it? You watch a lot of the shows.
Well, I believe that there's something paranormal going on, or something from another dimension going on, interdimensional. It could be something from outer space. So these guys they're women too, but there's children, but there's hunters that are avid hunters that knew how to take care of themselves out there. They knew how to survive. They had their rifles with them. They had their supplies with them. So what would cause these people to disappear, and how most of the time it's something that is beyond our awareness. What could it be? I mean, something happened. To have these people show up miles and miles and miles in rough terrain is kind of strange. There's one hunter that they found his canteen of coffee, a thermos of coffee, canteen in one location. The thermos was sat down on a rock, and then the top was off. Like he set the coffee, the top off with coffee in it.
Yeah.
Like he was just sitting there drinking it. And then miles and miles and miles away, they find a backpack. Or they found on this huge mountain, there was a backpack, and there's just no way that person could have got up there. And some of them were barefoot. They would have got hypothermia. They would have got all kind of problems. So I think could be anything.
Well, there's this is interesting. So a buddy of mine, this was years ago, I was talking to him, and he was real big into quad riding, and, just going out in nature and just disappearing, having a good time camping and all that stuff. And this kind of gets what you're talking about. He said that it was the weirdest thing he ever experienced. He stumbled across almost like a village, way, way deep in the woods. He said there was no road in, no road out.
A village,
almost like a small village. He said he was on his quad, him and I think there was one other guy, and he come up on this area, and he said there was a couple houses just right in the middle of the woods, just totally in the middle of the woods. No, like I said, no road in or out, nothing around. And he was still from a bit of a distance, and there was he said there was people living there. They just were wearing real ratty clothes, and there was something really off about them, you know what I mean? Just totally isolated, and he, no one's ever seen him before. And he was I hightailed it out of there because I didn't know what was going to go on, so you can throw something like that in the picture too. We don't know, there might be people living way out there that, who knows.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, I forget where
they would have to go really deep into the woods. I mean, he must have been really deep into the woods to find something like that. I know, it could be some mountain people,
mountain men or something.
I mean, a lot of people believe, I'm not, big Bigfoot people. They believe that these missing people could be Bigfoot or some kind of.
Well, if you're looking for Bigfoot, I'm right here. I wear size 15.
There you are. Hey, our guest
Kristen!
Hey, hi, Kristen.
Hey.
Oh,
Hi.
that's good. You showed up because we were having a difficulty here. At least I was. Kristen, I'll read your bio so we can, throw that in here. So you are the owner of the famous Blaire House in Ohio, and you're a profound psychic medium, and you have been helping people with various life obstacles. You help your family come to balance and overcoming traumatic paranormal experiences. You're also an accomplished paranormal investigator, and your most respective influence in the industry, which is great. You help a lot of people collect data. You have a lot of paranormal intensities in your house. And with all that, you also are an author, and I think that's great, of 1619 Belmont Street and Paranormal Confessions, with a third one coming out soon. I don't know, did you get that one out yet?
We actually start working on it tomorrow, and that one's interesting because it's actually going to be a thesis. So it's going to be kind of half of a book, but the thesis being that there is life after death, to start a platform to turn how people say it's not scientific, how paranormal isn't scientific. We're actually writing a thesis to be submitted for it to be considered for the first time ever, that we could actually be considered as science.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Ooh, cool.
That's impressive. And
so it's been,
you were on the A&E, Destination America, Travel Channel, and Lifetime Television on behalf of the haunted Blaire House. Now, did Lifetime do was it a documentary or was it an actual story?
when it was My Ghost Stories, they bought it from My Ghost Stories. They bought it from, I believe it was Pilgrim at the time. And then they started airing all of those on Lifetime. So kind of like how they just did Most Terrifying Places, where Jason Hans took over and was the host.
Oh, wow.
And of how he took bits and pieces of different stories that he liked from Most Terrifying Places. That's kind of like what Lifetime Television did with My Ghost Stories. But that was,
Are we gonna ever see something like Amityville Horror or Conjuring?
Well, I tell you, I wrote a pitch deck. A producer out of LA picked it up, and we're getting ready to shoot a reality show inside the Blaire House. It's going to be called,
that's different.
After that, after we get done with the documentary, I'm going to take probably a little break and see if my family wants to go to Florida or Hawaii or something, just to chill out for a while. And then we're going to start, I'm actually going to start writing the screenwrite for the Blaire House.
Great.
Sweet.
That's exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
So for somebody who hasn't have knowledge of the Blaire House, tell our listeners what happened to get you to believe that your house was haunted.
Well, back in the day, there was some strange occurrences that happened that we just couldn't explain. And, being skeptic, I'm still skeptic sometimes too, but being that way, I always blame psychology. I always blame different things instead of paranormal. But finally, there was no explanation. There was no psychological, there was no real explanation other than paranormal. But the Blaire House, is just something that it's its own entity. It's one moment. Can you tell my mom to be quiet? I'm sorry, I'm at my son's house. I'm so sorry. Normally I'm home and everything's quiet, but the whole family's here, and so it's a little difficult. But yeah, so the Blaire House is its own entity. It's very intelligent. Like when you all were there, it's yes. One moment. My grand. But when all of you were there, I mean, we experienced it firsthand. The other parts are. All right, bye, Mom. I love you. That was my mom, everybody. Grow up in this piece. But okay, so let me get focused here. The Blaire House is a very intellectual haunting. There's so many different aspects or layers to the house. We have Native American burial cave behind the house. We have the coal mine explosions that happened under the house. The Hetherington family alone lied, who died inside the house. Edwin, who was the seer inside of the house. Also, too, I have the um, let's see what else. Guys, I am so sorry. This is so crazy. So then Lai died in house. Edwin was a seer. He tried to contact her. He brought in psychic mediums. He brought in all those different types of what we would consider psychic mediums, but they were really sin. Their father, Alex, would he actually ended up in a lunatic asylum. And then they left the house to Lyde, or Jacob Hetherington left the house to Alex. Alex ended up leaving the house to Lyde, and then she ran the coal mining companies. So, I mean, we do have activity there. We do have activity there. Some days it's nice. Some days it's not nice. It's just very unpredictable. That's the
Can
Blaire
you
House.
tell us the story about the seller?
Which one?
The one that knocked him on his ass. Excuse my language.
I remember that. Remind me.
Oh,
I'm so
go
sorry.
ahead, Jason. Tell her the story.
Yeah, we Sean and I were down there in the basement, and it's like, hey, let's go down there. Let's just do a K2 REM pod session, and so we're sitting there. I have some video rolling and everything, and nothing's happening for the moment, and then all of a sudden I heard something from back where the furnace area was, because we were sitting in those chairs in that front part of that room, and I heard something, and I said, "Did you hear that?" And he said, "No, it must be from upstairs." And then you just hear something literally take off running, like scurrying real fast across the floor right up on me and stopped right on me. I literally jumped out of the seat.
You did. You
almost
did.
knocked Sean over and everything else. And I
You
was
did.
fortunate. I was fortunate to catch it on audio so you can hear it. Whatever. I don't know what it was. And what we think it might have been is Roy from our group earlier in the night. He was down there, him and Augie, and he caught a glimpse of some kind of creature that was like short, had like a long nose, like it was real weird looking, he said. So he drew it out. And then when we went to leave Sunday morning, we were cleaning up and everything. We seen that there was a drawing of something very similar on the table in that basement room. And it's like, oh my goodness, this must be it. And then there's a couple photographs that we got from using full spectrum and night vision that you can actually kind of see, like this might actually be what is down there. We're not sure what it is, but you can see, kind of make it out, in the pictures. It's just too coincidental how it all coincides. But when that thing ran up on me, I don't get scared. You can ask anybody. And that was the first time I got scared on a paranormal investigation. It was awesome. I was like, I got to get more of this, and keeps me coming back for more and trying to find answers.
I know what I didn't see. I know which one you're talking about, down on that workbench table. Like somebody had through this like amphibious demonic looking face.
Yes.
It was like that. I didn't know that was down there until about 3 weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah, that's like I said, Roy saw it, caught a glimpse of it, so he drew it out. We didn't know that drawing was there on that workbench. And he's like, dude, check this out. And then once we saw that, we're like, oh my God, look at this. It's unreal, And and then the fact is something, I could visualize that, whatever it was, running up on me, because the way it kind of like scurried, it didn't like run like heavy foot. It was like a real fast scurry on the floor, and it stopped right up on me and scared the bejesus out of me. But like I said, we were very fortunate. The camera was rolling. So I got that audio, I caught that on surveillance and, on a handheld camera, and, as well as a bunch of other stuff that evening. So that was really exciting. I wanted to ask you, now that you're on here, it was about 4:00 in the morning on the one night. Roy and Augie were staying in that first room when you get to the top of the stairs on the right that leads to the attic.
Okay, the office.
Yeah. And, it was 4 a.m. and we're the last three standing. Pap's sleeping, he's out cold, and everybody else. But
I'm old.
I was checking the surveillance cameras, and I heard something. I was like, "Hey guys, come here! You got to check this out." So they come over, and we're watching, and you can't see it, but you hear it. It sounds like something was jiggling the attic door, trying to open the door, and it couldn't open it because they had it locked. Roy and Augie had the deadbolt. So you hear jiggling the handle trying to come through. So I checked the other camera from the attic, and you hear just a bunch of shuffling around. And I'm wondering who was up there. If it was was it a little girl was up there? We think. I can't remember.
Well, there's a lot of spirits in the Blaire House. There's a ton of them right now. Not just Emily Davis, who I don't feel is a child at all. I feel like she's more inhuman. But when Joe Estes was alive. He just recently transitioned. He came in from like the Medina area of Ohio, and he actually closed 11 portals. But inside of the closet of the attic, the one that you can actually walk in, not the cubby hole where the servants or the runner stay, inside there, he had transitioned. I mean, I can't even tell you the number. There was just so many pierces of light that visibly saw.
Wow.
And they were piercing like kind of like real fast superimposed falling stars. But those were the children that stated that they were stuck in there. They were put in there for a purpose. And it might be some of them. It might have been some of them. It's hard to say because, there's so many people that come in the Blaire House, and, if there's a child or something that is attached to one of the investigators, or if a child resonates with one of the investigators that's just porting through the portals or even the ley line, they may stay. So, I mean, it's really hard to tell right now. I mean, we just had a spirit come in yesterday, and her name was Dorothy. I've never seen Dorothy before, ever in the Blaire House. So this is a new one. Wants to be called the High Priestess. She says, "I'm the High Priestess. Let me give you a reading." And she gave reading.
That's cool.
Like she was Three of Wands. We have all of them on film. So to answer that in short, I'm sorry, I really don't know who it could have been.
Okay.
Oh, there's.
Now there was one particular photograph that I took with the full spectrum camera up in the attic. I was up there. I was sitting on, like, if you went to the top of the stairs, I sat to the right, across from the couch, and I was just start taking a bunch of pictures. And in one picture, like I usually take multiple of the same area just to debunk anything that might popped up or whatever. There's one picture that it looks like the full outline of an angel standing at the top of the stairs. Yeah, like that was mind-boggling. I looked through them. I looked at 3 or 4 pictures, the same spot, and only in one picture you can see the outline of its wings, its whole figure and everything. It was Sean really liked that one.
Yeah, I did. I saw it right away.
Yeah, I'd love to. Right now, the house is a little bent, and what I mean by that, it's been years since I've been pushed down the steps, and a couple days ago, I was mopping the steps backwards, of course, with my face going into the steps, and something swept my leg. My husband was on, actually went down.
Oh wow, that's yeah. How about Sean? How about the candle with Edwin?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw it yet. I think you did, but we were around the table and the candle was lit. And Russell was filming it, and so was Jason from 2 different angles. And Russell says, "If this is you, what's his name? I forget his name.
Edwin.
Edwin. If this is you, Edwin, can you blow out the candle and don't get burned?" And honest to God, Chris, it went out.
Out. Right on
command.
I think we lost her.
Uh-oh. We might have.
Uh-oh.
It's frozen. The age of technology.
Yes.
Send a man to the moon.
We lost her.
Our internet connection is terrible. So how about I saw this? This is interesting. Someone put it into perspective. Okay, if there was a coin-sized black hole on the planet Earth, I saw it on Instagram, and they did like a whole video of how the Earth would implode, and it's something to see and think about. Like when you see these black holes, and all it is when a star burns out and implodes on itself. Then the gravitational pull just sucks everything in.
It's how a black hole is when a star explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a super intense gravitational pull, and just literally sucks in everything around it. But just seeing like what it would do to the Earth, like you'd only have a matter of probably seconds. You see it coming, and that's it. Like the whole world would just implode. That's all if it's the size of a coin. Could you imagine a black hole the size of a penny just sucking in the whole place?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like a wormhole.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
back to that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Coming back to the 411. I was listening to your theory there, Jen, and like I said before, a lot of those deep woods and forests, especially up in Washington State, have a ton of portals out there in the woods. And it's very possible that they got stuck in one and went somewhere else.
It could be.
Yeah, I mean.
Or it could have been a cryptic creature.
Could have been.
There's probably so many cryptic creatures out there that. Oh, Sean G. Hi, Sean. From Chasing the Truth said that encounters with the supposed dogman cryptic with growls causing hikers to disrobe and climb into an icy stream. I saw that, Sean. There was actually a hiker that they found his body, that he was sitting on a rock, and he took his boots off and he put his feet in this frigid, icy, pond, and apparently he either just died or he disappeared. I'm not really sure if that's what the one you were talking about. That's why would a hiker or a hunter take off his boots in the winter and put his feet in the water?
Yeah, that makes no sense at all.
That makes no sense at all. No. Yeah.
Like, why would they do that? There's just so many different stories. That's why before our show, when we do the 411, I want you to watch both of Missing 411. The one is on the hunted, and then there's the one with the hunters. And the first one was about little children that they just started to walk off from their family. There was one of them, I guess the grandfather, and he thought that the little boy was behind him. And like 2 seconds later, the little boy's gone. They can't find the little boy anywhere. Massive search party goes out. They can't find the little boy, but they found his clothing. And then later on, I believe they found the body. But the weird thing was the body was not hurt.
Huh. That's well.
It's always so weird how they always find like some kind of garment or the backpack, and like you said, it's like, how did they end up so far away from all their stuff? Like really starts to make you wonder. It could be aliens coming down, or
Bigfoot.
Well, there's always a theory is that, I don't know if you've heard the stories about the little child that was found in the woods like for a couple of days, and they said that the bear took care of them.
That would be. I haven't heard that, but you know what? I've read some stories, and maybe they're fiction, but there are like some things I read that were little children were raised by wolves or something like that in order to. They actually saved the baby, and they kind of like raised the baby as their own. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but have you heard of anything like that, Jen?
No, but Sean, not you, Sean from Chasing Prophecy. Do you want to come on right now and discuss this? Because you are the host of Chasing the Truth. I've been on your show. If you want, I'll send you a link. Yeah. So let me know if you want to jump on here and discuss this. He's really good.
Yes,
he wants to know. if infrasound causes a hypnosis, is that what that is? Hypnism is a theory. So if you want to jump on, Sean G, I'll send you a link. But he's he's intelligent on this. He knows a lot about this stuff.
Very much so.
I mean, that makes perfect sense, that theory, about infrasound, because it's such low frequency sound waves. You might not be able to hear it, but everything makes noise. Like the earth makes noise. You can't hear it, but there's always frequencies and waves going on. And, it's kind of like with EMF, with, if you're around a lot of electrical stuff, wires, fluorescent light bulbs, it messes with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
You
might
not be thinking straight or rationally. And, it's all just because, the way that the electricity is messing with your body, so the same thing could happen with infrasound,
Definitely. Well, it's just too many strange things that happen out there in the woods. I mean, that we can't explain.
Right.
And, I was going to see if I can get this link, see if I can put it in the, where is it? I can't see where Josh, what is that? Anyways, I'm going to try to send it to him. I'm going to post it in the UP Facebook page if I can find it. And I'm having a hard time finding it. So, yeah, definitely you're going to have to watch that because it's really cool. And I listen to 411 all the time. The Canaan Project, I believe it's what it's called. I'm having a hard time finding the page. Where is it?
It says computer gremlins.
No, it's just me. I can't do three things at once. It's my fault. Trying to get onto his page. There it is. How do I do this? Just copy it. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Let me see if it'll let me. Control V. Nah, forget it. I can't post it. Oh, here, I don't know if this is it. This is probably last week's. I posted it. If Sean G, if you want to, I posted it to Joe's the Facebook page where you're commenting on. So if you come on, you come on. If not, you don't. So
hey Jenny, up in your neck of the woods, is there any cryptids up in that area that you know of?
Well, what I know is that the Thunderbird, I believe in the Thunderbird. I think he's up here all the time. Okay. I think he's up here.
What about the Chupacabra?
What? I never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's down in Mexico. It's like a bald dog that attacks lambs and sheep and cows.
There was one time when I was watching.
It's a bob dog. What is it?
No, bald.
Yeah, it's like this gnarly looking, crazy beast of a dog that attacks.
And you said it's up here. And this is not
Mexico.
No, it's down in Mexico.
So there was one time. This is hilarious. Speaking of the Chupacabra, I just thought of it. I was watching Cops, right, and they pull this kid over, and cop goes up to his window, and he's like, you know why I was stopping you? Why were you speeding so fast? The kid tells him the Chupacabra was chasing him down the street.
Well, that's a good way to get. Yeah, that's a good way to.
Cop's like, what? He's like, yeah, the Chupacabra was after me. He's like, I had to get away. And now he's gonna be coming after you.
This little message is for Sean G. Yeah, go to Joe's what is it called? UFO Paranormal Radio Network Facebook page. I posted a link to get in. I can't see you from YouTube. Okay, I can't see him from YouTube. He's chatting on YouTube, and the link is in Facebook page. Well, who knows what might happen? We might get a couple different people coming on.
That's okay.
Come one, come all.
Yeah.
Share the joy.
But with the weather breaking, I'm looking forward to going out and doing some outside investigations. And you know what I was thinking, Jason, the other day? Instead of paranormal looking for ghosts, let's look for cryptids.
Oh, that would be
there you go.
Seriously.
Or you can start looking for UFOs, because now at the Pentagon, they're going to releasing a new what they found in detail of what they seen. And some of these things are so out of this world that they're finally going to let us know about it. And it's going into a detailed file that they're coming out. I don't know if you guys saw it. You guys got to start looking into the UFO stuff because they're out there.
Well, let me ask you this, Jenny. Where do you think that me and Jason and PPS could go to actually possibly find a UFO?
Well, you can find them anywhere in Westmoreland County. And there's a, if you want to learn more about it, there's a conference coming up in May at Youngwood Community College. MUFON is having a conference in May, and they're going to have a lot of great speakers. And you guys can get to I know there's a lot of people that from Bigfoot will be there, cryptic creatures, and there might even be some paranormal investigators out there. But that's something to check out so you can find out where they are. But I know there was a hot spot in off of Murraysville, Pennsylvania, that there was Allison Cruz used to do a lot of investigation with some high-tech, Jason, you would like his high-tech equipment. She claims that there are these crafts that morph like helicopters into this weird aerial, like a craft. She said they morphed and then they disappeared, and they would go down to there used to be an old abandoned coal mine down here, down there in Murraysville, Pennsylvania. And she believes that they were going there for some kind of like energy source for their crafts. So that's what she believed that they were going there for. Okay. Tell Joe that Sean is backstage. Can you text him, Sean?
Sure.
Sean G is in backstage, but I can't get him because Joe's going to have to let him in.
So speaking of coal mines, I don't know if you've heard, but the coal mine that's in Finleyville, Pennsylvania, which isn't too far from where I'm at, has been on fire for the last several decades, and it's still burning right now.
Really? I didn't know that. Why don't they put it out?
I guess it's one of those things you just can't. So there's apparently it's definitely nowhere near like Centralia, where it's like the whole town is coal mine fires. But yeah, I remember when I lived in Finleyville as a kid, that it was always going around how they had to shut down the mining because it caught fire, and apparently it's still burning, as we speak, which is quite quite crazy if you think about it.
That is like, crazy.
Am I gonna sink into a fiery coal mine on my way through here or what?
Yeah. If we can't get Sean on Sean G on, I definitely want to have him come on for the Missing 411 show when we do that on April 8th. I don't think Jed's going to answer the ping in time because we're already at 7:50. Yeah, I really think we have to start looking more into the UFO phenomena, because especially when they're going to be pushing all these files and these papers out. We gotta.
Yeah, just like, when paranormal was taking off, if they're going to start doing that, then UFOs would probably be the next thing, to blow up on television and everything.
Well, it's already blown up. You just don't. There's just so many different sightings. MUFON has never had this many sightings in the last 6 months that they have just recently across the country. More people are seeing things, objects in the sky, phenomena like that looks like it could be a paranormal activity that's really an extraterrestrial or unidentified flying object. Yeah, Sean, he's talking to us too from Chasing the Truth. Definitely, we're going to have you on the show. Yes. If you can come on April 8th, that would be great. We'll talk about the Missing 411 and your UFO. Maybe by then that those files will be released to us. Yeah, there's been a lot of crazy UFO encounters lately. I mean, people believe that they actually have them in their own home. I mean, they come, they're open to it, their yard. They see the dog sees a bark. They see these things outside. They don't know what they are. They just come in so quickly and then they leave so quickly. There's just like, if you see a light in your yard like this flash of light comes in your backyard and your dog goes crazy, it's probably an extraterrestrial or UFO. I mean, there's like different stars in the if you look outside at night, you can't do it around here at night. I don't know where you guys are at, but it says, thank you. I will definitely get you that email, Sean, so you can be on the show. There's just so many things that are happening in the universe right now that we're not even aware of, that it could be happening. They're happening everywhere. I mean, it's just not in the United States. They're Argentina, Brazil, the UK. It's like all over the place. And that's why definitely, if you have a chance to go to a MUFON conference, go. I mean, they're very informative, and they're the oldest I know of volunteers. And I'm not crazy about them, but I was a UFO investigator, and it was a great experience. I did see a lot of weird stuff, but I do think that these missing 411s could be connected to something like that. You don't know. And you know, like they say, the Bigfoot phenomena is related to UFOs too.
Yeah, I believe that. And the reason why I believe that, because every time that someone spotted a Bigfoot, there was always a couple UFOs hanging around with the Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah, there used to be a guy that I used to know when I worked for the paper. I interviewed him, Eric Altman, and he was a real big UFO guy. And when I went to his house to do his interview, he had all these things from Bigfoot, like these big clay footprints that he made, and all these things. And I asked him, did you ever see a Bigfoot? At the time, he never saw it. So they're supposed to be around the Chestnut Ridge, which is not too far from here. But I believe there's some things outside that we can't explain. They're especially at night. And I know how they make it is a full moon coming up. And I do think that the Dogmen and Bigfoot are probably interchanged. You know, who knows? There might be the same thing, and they're interlinked. Yeah, Newfork. Yeah, .com is another good resource. And Bigfoot are probably interchanged. You know, who knows? There might be the same thing, and they're interlinked. Yeah, Newfork. Yeah. .com is another good resource. And Bigfoot are probably interchanged. You know, who knows? There might be the same thing, and they're interlinked. Yeah, shot in the back Newfork. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I see Sean in the green room, and that's probably what happened. His volume was up. This has been an interesting evening. Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is probably one of our shows that will go down in the
I can hear you, so I apologize.
Hey,
Sean.
I had the audio running through my soundboard, so
came on a little too late. So we have
just a second. Let's see if I can get.
We'll let Joe kick us off. Yeah, Sean, I was on his show. We want to definitely have you back on April 8th.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I got it.
And you're going to talk about all your crazy stuff with the UFOs and missing 411. But it should be a great show.
I apologize for that.
No, that's okay. No problem, Sean. Go ahead and tell us a little bit, and Joe can kick us off. Mike can get mad at us.
Tell you about the chasing the truth, or tell you about the UFOs?
About what you think about the cryptid creatures, what you said earlier in the show.
Oh, about the cryptid creatures. Well, one of the aspects of chasing the truth is what cryptids are, UFOs, you name it, whatever I find interesting. I get folks on that have stories, tell their truths about it, and bring it on. But with the cryptids, I know several people that have had one-on-one Bigfoot sightings. From being in a tree stand, seeing a guy or some guy bigger than a football player rush a big deer, kill it, and just throw it across their shoulder and walk out of the forest. That was my first encounter with something that was not, kosher with me at the time. This was when I was going to college, getting into the medical field, and I had an old friend just come to me and say, "Hey, I saw this one night, or one day when hunting. It was in Virginia, actually. You popped up Virginia. It was right around Withville, actually.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, but Withville, the whole Marion area, that general area down through there is full of crazy ghost
Okay,
stories,
well,
cryptid stories.
we're gonna have to set you free. We'll save you. Make sure you say that date. I'll send you an email. We'll have you on the show on April 8th. We'll talk about that, missing 411 and your UFO encounters, guys. Okay, we're gonna have to hang up. So please check out Chasing Prophecy YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Subscribe, and see you next week. And thank you again for choosing to watch Chasing Prophecy. You have a great day. Night.
Night.